There have been some incredible price wars underway in the last few weeks. You have the US startups that are building foundation models like the ones from OpenAI, Anthropic, and others. But I think the Chinese counterparts, particularly DeepSeek, they've introduced models that were trained on smaller models, trained on less data with fewer iterations, so fraction of the cost, reportedly 6 million. Now, that may or may not be true, but the idea here is that it's an order of magnitude less expensive, and then the inference costs are far lower. And what it's done is that it's created pressure on OpenAI and others to reduce the inference costs that they charge today. So basically, DeepSeek is able to do this at less than 1/10 the cost of OpenAI, in some cases, far below that. And I think that is creating incredible pressure in the market to introduce better models, but not at higher costs, typically at lower costs. And part of this is also improving on the algos themselves, including the use of the GPU. So there's some incredible hardware improvements and algorithmic improvements that are being made, in addition to just having better, cleaner training data and being able to train smaller models to have equal or better performance. So I think generally in the next few months and the next couple of years, there's going to be this incredible pressure to reduce the price of inference. And this environment is very fluid. So your model choices need to be flexible. What you may have chosen to build your automation on, let's say 9 months ago, is going to be very different than the foundation models that you choose today, even within the same family. So if you look at OpenAI models, they have many different models, some that are reasoning models, some that are vanilla models. And then when you consider that Anthropic, for example, has the best coding models on the market, and you look at other new releases that are coming out, like Mistral's document AI model, you have to pick and choose which models make sense in light of the workloads that you want to run. And then you need to take in consideration what the inference costs look like at scale. And I think what you'll see is that you'll need to slot in different models for different use cases over time. And then you'll have to go with whatever the state-of-the-art frontier models are, particularly if you want to improve the performance that you're seeing in production. And of course, some of the improvements are not just going to be from the foundation models improving, but it's also going to be from the data that you collect and that you use to fine-tune your large language model or to do reinforcement learning there. And so there's going to be a lot of important gains that you'll have to consider. But the one big thing that we're seeing now is that the price of inference is coming down considerably, given the very hot price wars that are in place between the United States and China.